Hey everybody, and welcome back to Maplewood. We are got all of our harvesting done, and I'm thinking about I'm thinking about bumping the power up here. All right, we got a 35 now because I'm rethinking what we're going to do as far as our baler goes. We're going to go with this big baler, New Holland here, $84,000. Needs 136 horsepower, but it's going to make a normal size bale. And the reason I want to do that is I am a little worried about making like 1,000 little round bales and then having to haul those little round bales around basically with the little round bale pickup trailer. So, because I'm pretty sure the small round baler would do like, I don't know, 2,000 liter bales. And I'm pretty sure this one's going to do a 4,000 liter bale. Tractor looks a little small, but I think it'll be okay. We're on fairly flat ground where we are baling. Hey DB, hey Mr. Awesome. Thanks for coming out. I realized around 9 o'clock I hadn't actually scheduled the stream. Went ahead and put the thumbnail up and scheduled her up. So when we were all said and done, if you recall from last stream, we were harvesting. When we were all said and done, we've got 106,000 liters of wheat out of those 4 fields. Approximately 6 hectares, 6.2-ish hectares of crop. Not too bad, I would say. Right now, the price of wheat is $3.65 per 1,000 liters. So I think that would, well, with 100,000 liters, that would leave us with $300,000 in wheat profit. We would basically double our money from what we started. We started with $300,000. Well, I didn't know if it notified people when I scheduled or if it notified them when I went actually online. So you've seen me work this big field over here to the right. I'm going to go over here and work these 2 smaller fields to start out with on the left. And some folks have asked in previous chats if there is a way that they could get the map as it is that we are playing with it right now on. And we do have some news. Roy was able to obtain permission from Lancy Boy to provide this map in limited release to the folks. So over at my Discord, in the mod link section, I now have a Google Drive link to this map in its current condition, where all the fields have been basically stripped of crop, grass has been planted in them, and you have to plow up the fields if you want something other than grass. You're going to have to buy all the fields. I don't think any fields are owned at the start. And there are random trees planted in the fields. So you'll have to clear the fields out and everything, just as we did when we had it on the multiplayer server. This is my first time actually using this baler with MR. So we'll see how fast we can actually go with it. And we'll see if it makes 4,000 liter bales or not. Hey Ed. What's up? Nine miles an hour is, I would say, is acceptable. I can deal with that. Let's see how big these... Yeah, it looks like these bales are definitely going to be 4,000 liters. That's cool. Hey, Mark. Hey, Haggard. What is up? It's going to be a while before the first bale pops out. Now, one thing I do like about MR is that how the bale animations are in the baler. You'll see how the capacity kind of jumps, doesn't increment up, it jumps as basically as the baler is packing in the hay into the or straw into flakes or segments. Then the bale gets capacity. You'll see bale here jut out, then it'll pause, and it'll jut out some more. Kind of the way a real baler would spit stuff out. It wouldn't just come out at a steady clip. It would come out in pulses like this. Yeah, I'd say if the hay was down after when it started raining, it would be a complete loss. And to some degree, you know, if the hay wasn't cut, but it was ready to be cut, then at some point it becomes really just too old, and at that point it loses a lot of value also, even if it's not even been cut yet. I think you want to cut the hay before it goes to seed. You know, so if it goes to seed, then you kind of lost it, I think. Haggard could probably give us a lot better information about that. I just want to see this bale drop, and then we'll start doing our up and down runs. Hey, DC. I'm thinking about adding this actually to Emerald Coast. The way I understand it, this baler was produced in the early 2000s, which is a little bit too new for the time period that we're trying to do in Emerald Coast, but I think it's close enough. There we go. Oh, did we lose a bale? Alright. Alright, we saw the bale drop. We're just gonna bail now normal. Hey Darren, what's up? Oh yeah, you can't go to horses are you gotta feed horses are expensive. Obviously, they only want the best stuff. Yeah, that's totally lost. Unless you've got maybe a market for junk hay, like maybe someone that's doing mushrooms or compost or something like that. Then they could probably sell it for a fraction of what it's really worth. But given the fact that it is now junk, it might not be worth the effort of getting it off the field. Alfalfa is dusty and scratchy. I remember putting that stuff up in the barn. That would scratch your legs up something fierce. Get alfalfa stalks under your fingernails. Whew, that was not a fun day. Hey, Huntmaster. Are you talking about the map? EB? Map is definitely in Discord. It's in my mod links. I pinned it the other day before this stream. Yeah, we'll stop here and look at this bale. Sure, it just looks like a normal bale. It's not like the straw harvest. It does look a little different. Then again, I might have a different texture in for bales. Kind of like I have a different texture in for grass and stuff. I figured you did, being a regular and all. This baler is in the mod hub. It's in the regular mod hub. And just before the stream, I decided to pull down the databank file from the MR conversion database. Yeah, it doesn't have color selection, so I couldn't pick a color. Darren, thanks for the super chat. $20 is going to go to the American Red Cross. Thank you very much. So guys, just so you know, as you can see on the little scrolly at the bottom, any super chat done today during the stream will go to the American Red Cross. 100% of the super chat will go to the American Red Cross. You can find details about Super Chat in the description, but basically it's the little heart hand holding icon that's just below where you would type your text. So what that is it's basically YouTube giving us content creators an avenue to funnel donations to nonprofits quickly and easily. So given the recent hurricane and the damage and whatnot in North and South Carolina, as well as Southern Virginia, thought it would be appropriate to switch over from Child's Care, which was the typical charity that I had enabled, to the American Red Cross. Yeah, I wish it did allow you to, I wish it did have color selection in the store. Yeah, if you're outside the US, it says it doesn't work, apparently. So, sorry about that for any international folks. It is fairly new, so I'm sure that at some point they will support internationals. before I put that up, I did look them up because I was curious just to see how much, what percentage per dollar actually went to disaster relief and such. And I was surprised that they listed 91 cents on the dollar as going towards actual relief, which I thought was a very good percentage. There are some charities that have a much lower percentage that actually ends up going to do good. Do you know if their reskin is public or is it just a private reskin? Yep, the BB960A. Oh, you can put it in mod links if you want. I'll get it later. One, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's manageable. That's manageable. I was expecting we'd get hundreds of little round bales, and that would just take forever to pick up off the field. That's okay, Haggard. I think maybe DB had found it. What's everybody up to tonight? Alright, that's cool. Yeah, this tractor is handling the big baler quite nice. A little worried that it would bog down at like 3 or 4 miles an hour. Would have a hard time turning and whatever. That maybe it would be light on the front, but it's TW is doing a pretty good job. More throw up here. Oh. It's this one. All right. That's that field. Go around here and hit this other little one. Yeah, this has a rear steering axle. I said I was worried that it would be maybe heavy on the rear hitch, which would cause the front to be light, but that's not the case. I think the rear wheels are pretty much centered on the weight, so I'm sure lots of the weight are on the rear axles there. Hey Genesis X, what's up? Yeah, I did upgrade it. So I did put a little extra horsepower in it. Yeah. Handling real good. I think the baler lists at needing 136 horsepower. The TW25 was listed at like 150 some. I went ahead and upgraded it to the 35, so it's got 180 some. I didn't personally modify the map, but this is a modified version, yes. Basically, he stripped out the crops and put in grass, but also did whatever you need to do to make it so you can't just cultivate. You have to actually plow to get rid of the grass. You have to do a create fields. All the fields need to be purchased. Put trees randomly in the fields, so you have to clear the fields out before you can plow them up and make use of them. And Genesis, if you weren't here for the first part of the stream, we did obtain permission from Lancey Boy to provide this map to those interested. So a copy of this map is available in my Discord in the mod links section. Please do take a little bit of time to read the text above the Google Drive link. Basically, it's being provided as is, with the intention that, or the understanding that you will be able to use it for personal enjoyment, but it is to only be used for personal enjoyment. Yep, in my Discord under mod links. If you can't find it, I pinned it, so it would be up in the pinned section for easy reference. Yeah, I had heard that it was being updated, but I just have never seen it. So I'm not really sure what's going on. Now, the version that's up there is not identical to what I've got. Roy went in and fixed a few things that we found on this edit. So this one's got some trees that we found floating that were grounded, and an issue with one field was corrected. It's this. What's on my mod links is this edited concept. It's the homesteading concept where you have to create your own fields and everything. You have to clear the fields from having trees in them. It doesn't have whatever Lancey Boy was updating, but if there were problems with the fields, trust me, this is going to fix that because the fields are gone. You gotta plow up your own fields. Hey Chris, what's up? I find it interesting, the right mirror here, when I turn I can see the baler. If I turn the other direction though, you don't see anything in the left mirror. Like the left mirror is broke. Not that, well, all the bugs that we know about are corrected. There may be things that we don't know about. Like for example, no one used the animals. So if there's any issues with the animal areas, we didn't know about them. But anything related to problems that may have been with fields, they are guaranteed to be fixed because the fields are gone. You have to plow up your own grass to make any field. Hey Chris, this is Maplewood by Lancey Boy. He had it originally on his Facebook, and then for a very, very brief moment in time, it was on the Giants Mod Hub, and then it just vanished. I had heard through the grapevine that it was being updated in order to basically come out of beta and go into full release, and possibly be available for console. But that was weeks ago. We haven't seen it, so I'm not really sure what's going on with it. But we did get permission from Lancey Boy to provide this edit in limited release on my Discord. If you're interested in this iteration of the map, which is kind of a homesteading, create your own fields, clear your trees and everything, then you can find it in my Discord in the Mod Links channel. Alright. We'll just about do this field. Spit these bales out. Pick up, and we'll go across the way. You'll see the PDA here, for example. Let's look at field 21. Okay, field 21's grass field. Okay. There's field 21. It's got trees in it. Okay, we put trees in it, and it's all grass. It's not the kind of grass that you can fertilize. So we look over here, field 15. Okay, field 15 would be a normal field. All right. Yeah. This is on the side of this hedge. Here's field 15. All right, it's all grass. It's got random trees in it. If you wanna buy field 15, the only thing you can do is plow it up to make a field. There's nothing on any of these fields. Let's look at 14. Here's 14. It's all grass. and trees. Okay, here's a continuation of 14. It's all grass and trees. Big old field 30. It would normally just be a real field with dirt and everything. It's just grass and trees. It's not even the grass you can fertilize. Okay? Catch one of my early, or if you catch the first stream we did, when we started out, first thing we did was we went around and bought fields. Actually, I bought fields before we started the stream. Because when we started the map, it was literally a first come, first serve on the fields. Get in and buy whatever fields you want before someone else buys them. That way you can make sure you get the fields that you want. So at the first stream, I already owned the fields. But you'll see that we basically went and bought a tractor, bought a plow, dropped it in the ground, and we basically outlined the fields and started to plow within the borders. Yep, season's ready. So, while I basically traced field 32 using the PDA, but I had to plow this whole field up after I cleared it of trees. We didn't delete the farm areas. They're still as they are. The ground rules with our gameplay was that basically nobody could use the farmyards, the animal farms, the BGA, or the arable farm until we basically could buy it for $500,000. So the idea is we had to earn and have $500,000 in the bank before we could purchase, let's say, the sheep farm. So we would pay $500,000 to the bank to own the sheep farm. And then once we bought the sheep farm, we would have rights to use the sheep farm for storing equipment or for sheep. Sadly, the project never got that far because folks kind of lost interest, I think, with just general 17 burnout maybe, and coming of 19. But I was still interested in trying this out and basically seeing if I could make a go of it with this idea of just buying and selling equipment as I needed to use it. What you see here is what I own. I own a baler, tractor, and a trailer. 4 fields, and that shed that we just passed, and the silo. That's all I own. In order to afford the bale trailer to pick these bales up, I'm going to have to sell the baler. But we do have 100,000 liters of wheat in our silo now. So, in theory, we've got about $300,000 of cash in our silo waiting to be picked up, sold. So if we do good, we'll double our money in the first year. Yeah, I think Roy tried to delete the stuff at the farm, but every time he would delete stuff at the farm, and then he would load the map up to test, he would get all kinds of Lua errors. So we just left the main farms as they were and basically made them off limits by sticking a pretty steep price tag. Since we all started with just $300,000, we had to buy our fields with that money. We had to buy our equipment with that money. We had to plant, so we had to buy seed, we had to buy fertilizer with that money. Pretty much guaranteed that nobody would be able to buy a animal farm or make use of the BGA in the first year. Okay, so since nobody owned the BGA, then it was off limits. Couldn't use it. So the idea of just taking the grass that was on our fields, mowing it, and putting it in a bunker and selling it for silage, that wasn't allowed because you needed to own the BGA. The only way you could own the BGA is if you had $500,000 of cash. It would be possible to own the BGA in the second year if you were extremely frugal with your money. There was no way you could own it in your first year. Alright. Let's do a little first person driving. Nope, I don't have that in, so I can't hide the HUD. So what maps are you playing now, Genesis? There we go. Yeah, to actually move, well, yeah, to move the camera up or down or forward or back, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, you mentioned abandoned forest. Sherwood. Okay. Earlier today, I released a video on Thornbrook, which is another one of Lancey Boy's video or maps. Neither of those are, full-size maps. Oh, there it is. Well, lots of people like West Coast, that's for sure. There he is. Hey, Roy. There's the map editor himself. Go. Yeah. DB's playing the heck out of this match map. It's an extremely interesting concept for sure. Toss me a different baler in, Roy. Wanted to give this one a go. Plus, I was worried making 2,000 liter round bales. It would be way too slow. Stopping every 10 seconds to unload. Let's dive in here and make the slice. Hey, Genetic J, what's up? I don't know, I got a fair bit of mods. I got well over 300, I know that. I mean, I've done over 150 map videos. There's over 150 maps themselves. Yeah, I keep them. Got them up in my OneDrive. I definitely don't all have them in a mod folder. That would make the game performance agonizingly slow. $440. Gee. Geneticist, you're going to have to try to avoid using that particular word. You can try gosh darn it instead. Well, yeah, clearly you're going to have different mod folders for 19. I suspect lots of people won't open 17 once 19 comes out. Especially when you know, folks get to see for their first hand how cool 19 looks, how awesome it looks. Dakota, the only thing I know of, well, no, it's not released. Mercury Farm is not out yet. The only thing I know of is that it was resubmitted to Giants after it was kicked back with a few minor issues. I haven't heard anything from Alien Gym since. We can hope this week. That's about all we can do, is hope that it comes out this week, right? I know Mercury Farms is pretty anticipated. Oh, that's a lot of placeables on UMRV. Like equipment buildings and stuff scattered around. I'll probably play each game style just once, just to check them out. But I'll definitely, I mean, I play on hard mode now. So hard mode is cool with me. Oh, yeah. Well, I know you'll be able to reference this in a few minutes. I mean, the baler is a little bit bigger than the tractor. No, but it's spitting out 4,000 liter bales pretty quick. And the Ford's handling are pretty darn good. Like I was saying earlier, I was wondering if maybe the weight of the baler would be heavy on the drawbar, and the front would be kind of light and floaty. But no, the front's planted on the tractor. But I think it's because the axles of the baler. I think the weight is very well centered over the wheels on the baler. And as such, the weight on the actual tractor drawbar is probably fairly minimal. Seems to be fairly well balanced. Baler is not rocking back and forth or anything. Got nice work lights on it. Oh, okay. Yep, that's the, what's it called? I forget what it's called, but yep. There's one, it's a 3-point hitch that goes on the front, extends out like a V, and brings everything together. No, it's called something else, because it hooks up in the front. So you could basically run down this windrow that's beside me to the left, and basically pull in 3 windrows into the middle. Yeah, I've got it. I've got that. There's a baler that has that rake on the front. I forget what it's called. I'd have to dig through my mod folder to get the name of it. Yeah, the Nadal. That's it. Nadal. There's a couple versions. There's one that telescopes out way far, and then there's one that just wings down and it would pick up 3. Or it would definitely pick up 2 if you ran down the middle. What I understand, it's kind of a European design. So from what I understand, you could actually buy a cloth baler with that as an option. Oh yeah, that would be the Vermeer that Roy was talking about. That's over at American Eagles Modding. And then there's a big V-shape rake, wheel rake. That is a Rhino. It's even bigger than the veneer. I've used the Rhino on South Mountain Creamery. Used the veneer rake on lots of different things. I didn't know how long it would take for me to bale this, but it looks like I might be able to get all 4 fields baled tonight. Maybe even to sell some bales at the sell point. I am glad that we didn't go with the round baler. The whole stopping every so often and unloading would have been insane. You want to see the PDA? There you go. So we own fields 31, 32, and 35. And on field 35, we basically split it up and made 2 little fields out of it. There's 4 farms. There's the arable farm. There's the pig farm, the cow farm, and the sheep farm. And then we basically made farms where there were just houses. And I think Roy made a little bit of a pad, building pad, and put gravel down. So nobody could start their farm at an actual farm. We all had to start at a house. This baler's dropping the bales back fairly straight behind us. Pretty good deal there. Yeah, watch when we turn to the left. We never see the baler in our left mirror. I mean, it must be really wanky. Never show the baler. If we turn left, we'll see it right away. Oh, let's see here. Don't look crooked. Oh, the baler's got like cooling fans or blowers there that are, I guess, blowing to keep stuff free of dirt. It's pretty cool. Blowers in here. Bale's just going to drop off real nice on the back. Yeah, I wish more things had adjustable mirrors. That would be pretty cool. Oh, well, that one's all crooked. That one went all wonky. Once we get the bales off, we'll have to buy a fertilizer for a spreader. Put some fertilizer down. Cultivate it up, fertilize it again. And get ready to plant our next crop. All right. Field 3. Not bad at all. He's hammered out. All right. This is the first field that we ever worked up. I emptied the baler, that way the bales wouldn't be spitting out so bad on these 2 headland runs. But if you look at the PDA, this field was a grass field by design. But again, we cleared it of trees, plowed it up, and fertilized it, cultivated it up, fertilized it again, and then seeded it. Put it down. We put the seeder down. We got the Stara seeder that fertilized and seeded. Yep. Start with zilch. We were given $300,000 as starting balance to our bank account. I think I spent maybe $100,000 of that in field purchases. It's left me, I think, just shy of $200,000 for the purpose of buying equipment and such. Oh, okay. 14 mile an hour going downhill. We're booking. Doing pretty good. I think what I really like about this baler is the wide pickup. So the mirror obviously works because we see the crop. In the left, we see bales every so often in the left. Don't see a darn thing about the baler. Alright, catch you later, Roy. Thanks for dropping by. Oh man. I know this is a little bit uphill. Time for up and down. So, did you all see the new Giants video today on the new logging brand? Komatsu? Is that? I'm not sure how you pronounce it. It's a I guess kind of a hybrid video. Where they had a guy talking from the company about the equipment. All right, later, Darren. And then I showed some of the like their version of the Scorpion King, doing forestry work, and their version of the Buffalo doing forestry work. And then it jumped to some in-game footage. And the in-game footage of it working. Well, I'm sure there's a bit more to it than just reskins, but yeah, I mean, they look similar. They look very similar. I mean, a lot of that equipment looks so similar anyway. You know, I think the telling part of the video was there for a bit. It would literally cut from in-game to real footage to in-game and back. And, you know, a lot of the in-game footage looked pretty darn good. Okay. So well, apparently, because I'm in the Giants Discord, and hey Nick, and apparently that's how they come out of the factory, with blue paint on the tracks. They come out of the factory with two options: tracks that are painted blue or tracks that are painted red. And somebody put up a screenshot of both, a real picture, real image of both, one with red and one with blue. And pretty much the consensus was of everybody that the blue looked a lot better than the red. And Listern from Giants was basically, yeah, that's why we picked blue. But I mean, the tracks really stood out. I'm hoping that they put some type of I don't know if the correct terminology would be an alpha filter on them or something to knock that apparent glow down. They really looked like they were glowing pretty darn good. I think the machine I think it had dirty tracks that were muddy, and the paint had basically been worn off of them, and they were kind of a dull metal. I had made the comment, and I don't know if anybody had seen it, but I had made the comment that I hoped that the damage model that they talk about in 19, where things can be damaged or will show wear, not just dirt, that I basically said, well, I hope that the damage or wear modeling on the tracks basically caused the paint to fade, or the paint to chip off. Yeah, similar to how things get dirty now with the dirt coloring. They have the capability in 19 for things to show wear or damage. So, for example, there would be scratches on the paint, or grooves, deep scratches into the metal. And I don't think it's so much like a damage model, like if you run into something, you'll see damage at that location. But I understand it's more of like an hours thing, the amount of usage on the tractor. After a certain amount of usage, you'll start to see this layer take effect. You know, they've talked about having like engine wear, so the tractor will literally lose power over an age. Oh, okay, we're grabbing both. Most of both. Right. Just go up a few rows and dive on in. Work out another chunk. I don't know. Maybe there is a repair mechanism. Kind of like the seasons repair. You know, where it's like they've taken a few choice things out of certain mods. Pretty confident you won't see seasons as we know it in 19 as far part of the base game. But you might see aspects of seasons like this repair modeling. You know, they've talked about lime being added, weeds in the fields. So that's kind of a, from what I understand, a concept of the soil mod of 15. Hey Farmall, I saw you in the competition server earlier. At least I saw you in the competition chat. How's things go? Hope you're enjoying that little project. And guys, since I'm thinking about it, we do have an opening on Team West. We added a member on Team East. So we're looking for a member to join Team West, to bring that up to a 6-team member. 6-member team, that's what I want to say. So anyone interested in getting into a competitive multiplayer server, come on over to my Discord and message the user Jamberry. Jamberry is the team leader for Team West. Give you all the information. We had, well, it was during the brief shakeup of this afternoon. It's, he's in there. I added his username in there. It's Dark Mage 2006. He was expressing interest the other night after our South Mountain Creamery video, or yeah, episode, and seemed a little bummed when I told him the teams were full. But told him that should an opening happen, keep him in mind. Yeah, so when we had the little shake-up, that's what I'll call it. I'll call it the little shake-up. When we had the little shake-up, I messaged him and said, well, there's a interesting turn of events that actually we have an opening. So I basically plugged him into the East team. And then when we had our shake-up resolved, I couldn't rightfully uninvite him. That wouldn't be cool. So instead of worrying about a 6-team and a 5-member team, we're just recruiting for Team West. So anybody wants to join, we've got one opening. We're a very interesting competitive multiplayer setup. I think even though we are slightly oversubscribed on the player count, we'd have 12 players on a 10-slot server. I think we would have very little time that there will actually be conflict. I think Dark Mage is Australian. I think. Sure sounds Australian. So I think he would be on at times other than when lots of the Central and East Coast US-based players are on. So that would help even better with any potential oversubscribe dilemmas. And when I left for work after work, you all were kind of talking about, well, what if we recruited the other side to do some help with us, help labor, and how that would all work out financially. And I think that's one of the cool parts with the MP management mod is you could do money transfers like that. You could basically say, all right, well, if you come help me do this job, I'll pay your team, $5,000. And as long as you have prearranged rates and everything, then nobody will get too ticked off probably about what did you go and pay him money for when I could have done it and all this other stuff. Yeah, so I expect you'll get people with different shifts that will be able to be on at different times of the day. Right. With this version of MP Manager, there are already rates set up. And if you all are happy with those rates, then they can stick. Or I can go in and modify rates, or I could probably even add stuff. The invoicing seems to work a lot better on this version than the original. Yeah, I haven't looked at your spreadsheet, but I think both teams technically have a spreadsheet. I haven't looked at both teams' spreadsheets to know how similar or different they are. But like I said, it's kind of interesting having access to both sides, just being an observer and seeing how each team's operating. Three up there, and we got three. Sweet, done a pretty good job of splitting these up. Oh, I don't need to see it, but if it's posted in one of the two team chat rooms, I can see it. If you've shared it out by like email address, then obviously that would be kind of locked down. Well, Genesis, it's a pretty interesting concept the way this map is set up. It's basically a mirror image of each other, left and right, east and west. There are 3 islands. There's the center island, which is split in half. It has 4 fields. 2 different field sizes, 4 different fields total. And then there's an east island and a west island that are identical, except one island is kind of flipped. North is south and south is north as compared to the other island. They use the additional animals mod. So each island has cows, sheep, and pigs. Each island has the exact same number of fields. Exact field layout. Just flipped. And there's some industries on the field on the islands, I think. You've got to buy forests. And there was this interesting concept of you couldn't get off of your island until you had $100,000 in your bank account. And then, of course, you have your traditional farm, silo, and all that. But on the central island, you have these dump areas where each team has their own dump area. And basically, you dump, let's say, wheat into your team's dump area for wheat. And it basically keeps a tally of how much you've dumped in there. And I think it was said that the goal is like 3 million liters. So, you know, if you're the first team to put 3 million liters of wheat into your specific team's dump area on the main island, then you basically win that benchmark. You win the wheat gathering event. Okay? But then there's the same thing for canola, sunflowers, soybeans, corn, barley. There's something with respect to straw, grass, and hay. There you go. So the team could basically decide they want to compete to try to get 100 cows first. I don't know if there's some type of leaderboard on the map. That would be pretty cool. If there was a leaderboard. So there is some type of leaderboard because I guess there are golden trophies. So we added in the MP management mod so that each team has its own pool of money. Let's go sell this thing. Oh, the worst part is we've got 3,376 liters of a bale. We're gonna lose basically a bale here we could have got some money from. But I'm not gonna run around all four fields looking for 700 liters of straw. You know what I might try to do, DB? I might get you and might try to get you and Jamberry together, and I might try to do a map video with you two on that map, helping me do a map video. I think we get the map a bit more visibility. The way you all are going about it, I mean, you all seem to be just completely digging the map. I think since you all have a lot of time on the map, you all would have a much better understanding than I could get just exploring it and guessing at things. Kind of like what I did with Spectre. I asked him to help me when I did a map video of Mavericks. It was just so involved. Can't claim those other two because I'm not really sure where those other two came from. Sure they were tied in with another player. I'm a little worried about this bale trailer and this tractor because this is kind of a big bale trailer. And the competition map has two different variants, an easy and a hard. And we obviously picked the hard one because, well, that's the way we do it. Oh no, there we go. These roads. Get off the lip of the road. Hard time getting back up on it. Well, you all said let's start with $30,000. I was like, okay. I would have started with a bit more cash than that, but okay. Y'all seem to be doing fairly good so far. Oh, the forests have collisions on them. Can't get into them. No free trees for you. I'm sure you eliminated those 3 trees pretty quick. Thinking this bale trailer is too big. Get in here. Oh. Do it. There we go. We did it. You know, it's like I don't even see that bush there. I had that problem with the harvester. I don't even know what we're going to get per bale here. Hopefully it's going to be worth it. think we lost about $20,000 of from the baler between what we paid for it and what we got for it used. Trying to lose some amount of here, you know, with this stacker. Guess we'll find out very shortly what we're going to get per trailer. You're talking about the EP baler or the EP telehandler? Oh man, there's going to be one bale here. Two. Does look like a really nice telehandler, doesn't it? Oh. Let's go see what we get for a load of straw bales in early autumn. We definitely get better. We would definitely get better prices if we waited, but we don't have a place to store these bales if we waited. Let's hope I can get out of here. Oh, good. All right. Hey, DB, if you can you link to the EP's video on the John Deere pack? Stick it in chat. And people could watch that after here. And I take this hill with its load of straw. Oh, good. Pull. I think my only critique on the harvester is that the air cleaner, I wish wasn't green. I wish that was left, you know, the original color. Because the way it looks is that the holes from the air cleaner are kind of plugged up with paint. It's kind of how it looks. All right. How do I get to this bale sell point? So we're going to take this road. Let's see, it's in here. Can't go through here. Alright. I gotta go. Oh my god. I gotta come through here and then come in here. Unload right there. Okay. See if we can make this work. Let's not roll the tractor. Let's look for Lancey Boy's signature dirt and trash in the rivers. Don't see any so far. Oh, 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 there it is. There it is. There's his signature dirt and trash next to the water. No washing machines in there. Come in here. Oh, squeeze through here. And that other bale trailer would have been a whole lot easier. We gotta deal with this tree. This would have been a lot easier with that other bale trailer. But could have had to make so many more trips. All right. $105 bales apiece. $1,600. $1,600. Oh my. That's almost not worth it. That is almost not worth it. But when you're running this low on cash, I guess every dollar counts. Because $1,600 could be the difference between not having enough money and having enough money to do what you want to do. At this rate, the straw will definitely not pay for the baler. Paid, did we pay? Paid $84,000 for the baler. Paid $84,000 for the baler. And we got 63 back. So we lost $21,000 on the baler. Bought the stacker for $70,000. See how much we lose off the stacker. So what we have learned from this little lesson is if we do wheat or barley next year, do not bale it, because we're not going to make any money off of it. We're going to lose money. Go back. We'll pick up our other 2 bales that are in that other field. Come over here and pick up some more. Alright, since we were able to get out the other way, I'm going to go back in that way. Be a lot easier than getting in through the way we came in the first time. Are. So picnic area here at the rock thing. Go. They're all folded up. Let's go to the other field. Hey Gary, what's up? Guys, so that is the video to a Eustace Pharmer John Deere pack that he released as a thank you to getting to 3,000 subs. You can kind of see the equipment there, and the link is provided over at the Simulation Gaming Society's Discord. Cool. Right here. That's the bale with our tire. Okay. And then these two. 16. Overload. And we'll go get another $1,600. At least we've got a few bags of seed. We won't have to buy seed. Kind of overbought seed last year. But we do have $100,000 of wheat in our grain bin. We sold it all today. If we got basically the price without price dropping, we would get $300,000 or so out of our seed, which would basically put us right back to our starting capital. So we would be a bit ahead because we wouldn't have to buy fields or anything unless we wanted to expand. All right, let's go earn another little bit of money. So tomorrow night I'll be back probably on South Mountain Creamery. We're going to be in late autumn and we have soybeans to harvest. Be harvesting beans. Got the bunker compacted that we started compacting last night. So that is compacted and is blanketed. In total there was I think 800 and some thousand liters of grass that we put in the bunker. Top of the 700 or 800,000 of corn chaff that's blanketed. Watch out. Thursday night I have got a family commitment Thursday night. And Friday night will probably be in limbo. So I might have to take the kid to I have to pick our oldest kid up from a football game. Let's have to see how things work out. Hey Bryant, what's up? Just about done here, but thanks for dropping by. We'll be on for another little bit. Something. Let's see if we can sway this. And now that we are in single player, we do have nuggets. The golden nugget right there. I'm wondering if in 19 they'll continue the golden nugget thing. I don't know if he's still here or not. He's been kind of in and out. Name our piddly money. Go. All right. Do we have time for one more load? That is the question. $1,000, that's pretty good, but Question is, how much did you spend to get there? Right? Oh no. It did happen. Thought I took the turn wide enough. Not. Yeah. Like, just $100? What about did you have to put any type of special fuel in it? Of course, you've got the tractor pull tractor itself. I think, weren't you saying you had it? You busted something up at the last pull? Yeah, but you don't, things like that you don't do for the money. Things like that you do just because you like to. And the prize money is just a little bonus, right? Right. How far did you pull? It pays for the drinks, right? Is that the mentality? It pays for the drinks. Ooh. No, no, no. There we go. But you can't sell loose in seasons. Oops. There's no money in loose product. The only way to sell straw with seasons is to bale it. Now, if we kept the bales till winter, we would get a better price. But we'd have to have a place to store them out of the weather. Then we'd have to have a way of loading them up on a trailer again. We're just going to sell them out of the field. Two more. Another $1,600. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 13. 13 more bales on the field. Oh, well, that's no fun. Right? You want to play with all the toys you brought. No fun bringing 4 toys to the sandbox and only getting to bring out 1 or 2. Okay. What was your pull? Or what were your pulls? I think we'll hold out and we'll get the other bales off the field for a little semblance of completion. Then sell this bale trailer and see where the heck we are at. We've definitely lost money. Oh, that's not the road. Road. Oh. Want to roll the thing. Oh, that's good. What's a full pull? What's a full pull distance? You got close with one. There we go. You remember what second place was? Hey, Shaky, what's up? Our money. Oh. Definitely can't get out of here with that loader down. Oh, so it was a pretty tight competition, I guess. All right, Farmalls, I'll be on the way there too. Just we're so close to getting the rest of these bales off the field. I thought we'd just go ahead and do that. Well, I'm glad you survived the hurricane. How bad was it down there for you? All right. Oh, you know what? I saw that on the Weather Channel. I saw the map. I saw Florence, the town in was it South Carolina? And I talked to the wife. I was like, oh, look. Florence is making a beeline for Florence. All right, that's cool. Thanks for dropping by, Brian. Oh, I suspect the flooding was bad. I mean, the hurricane itself really turned into a just a major rain event. I mean, yeah, there was lots of wind and everything. Not to diminish the power of a hurricane and the damage that it can do. But that 40 inches of rain far, far overshadows the Category 1 nature of the hurricane, and then it got downgraded pretty quick to just a depression. Still, a depression is some pretty vicious winds. Add to that all the rain. Well, you know, when he was, Andrew, when he was talking about that he may have misestimated his bales, I knew he used my spreadsheet before. So I was thinking, man, is my spreadsheet off? Is it off? Because I've pretty much validated those numbers before. But I know he does MR. And I know when I was doing Rathlin Island, I basically had to mentally remember that I had to double the bale count that my spreadsheet was telling me, because the bales were based on standard game bales. I thought, you know what? Let's just see. I'm pretty sure he factored in that fact. Let's just see. And I don't think he did. Did you have any property damage from the flooding? Oh. Obviously, you've got power back. All we got really was a day of rain. Wasn't even heavy downpours. It was just steady rain. Okay, that's cool. In fact, I would say we've had more rain in the week leading up to the storm coming through our area than we did out of the storm. So we did have local flooding, just short-term flooding, like yesterday morning, yesterday afternoon. A lot of that flooding was gone this morning. but the only reason we really had local flooding was because the ground was already completely soaked, completely saturated from the rain in the previous 2 weeks. We have had a very wet summer, comparative to normal. I suspect a fair bit of farmland has gotten their crops probably gotten ruined now, huh? Either crops like corn are flattened to the ground, are completely covered over in mud, or I guess in worst cases maybe even washed out of the fields. Alright, let's see if we think through here again. Deal. Oh. Hey Kiwi, what's up? You're like 9 minutes late because we would have been done had I not been so close to finishing this collection of bales. $16.32, 48, $5,000, $6,000, basically in bale sales. I don't think we'd have ever earned that $20,000 back. Bale price goes up, but it doesn't go up that much. See, I don't think I can get a front loader arms for the Ford here. That means I would have to have another tractor with front loader arms. I think overall, storing the bales would be a financial loss also. Let's see how much we lose on our stacker. Not gonna get much money for it now if we bust it up coming into the shop. Hey, Michael. You paid $70,000 for it. Got 53 back. Right, so that's 16,000. Lost another 10,000 on our. Basically, lost $30,000 baling and selling, hauling those bales of straw. Lesson learned. Not profitable. Collecting straw off the fields to sell. Not profitable. No way. No way we'd earn 30 grand holding on to those bales for a later date. Hey, Will. You are like right at the tail end. Literally, we are done. Driving his home to park it. So, just to summarize, everybody, for the 19 folks that are still hanging out here, there has been interest in folks wanting to know if they could get a copy of this map in the format that it's in now here on this gameplay series. And we did obtain permission from Lancey Boy to provide that out to you guys. You can find that in my Discord under the Mod Links channel. It's been pinned. If you do go there and you are interested in giving her a try, the Homestead version of, let's say, Maplewood here, please read the language above the Google link. Simply to understand that it's being provided in limited release, personal use, not to be distributed around stuff. If you're talking with somebody and they're interested in the map, please direct them to my Discord to get it, as opposed to just handing them out your copy. That way they can also see and understand the terms at which Lancey Boy has approved the redistribution of the edit. And we'll be back here. We're going to play this concept for another year. We're going to fast forward time a bit into later autumn, at which time we're probably going to pick up a fertilizer spreader and fertilize our fields, and maybe even plant some fields. I don't know, we'll probably wait till spring to plant, just because we need something to do in spring. But we'll definitely do some field prep here in autumn and everything. But we've got everything harvested. Oops, that's not what got everything harvested and everything sold. Let me show you how much crop we have here in our silo. We do have 106,000 liters of wheat in our silo here. If we were to sell it today for top dollar, $394,000, we've got basically $400,000 of wheat here in our silo system. So that will basically help pad our bank account for going into year 2. We're going to hang on to this trailer till we at least get our crop sold, which we're hoping to do in winter. Stumble upon a great demand. That done. Don't be surprised if we're not going to be on here for a little while, simply because we do have lots of other projects going on. So, with that said, I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully, on South Mountain Creamery. Till next time, happy farming.